Hi guys, welcome to Counterpoints. My name is Connor, and today we're going to be breaking down Interrogator Part 2 from Warhammer TV. We're redoing this content to fix some technical and lore issues and to make sure that our episode is in line with fair use so it doesn't get taken down by Games Workshop, which unfortunately has happened to some other episodes. This episode is brought to you by Mastermind Models and Miniatures. They are a phenomenal paint studio out of Huntsville, Alabama, who are waiting for your commission idea. You know darn well that you're just going to spend another fortune on plastic gray kits that are just going to sit there in your pile of shame, and it will take years to get them on the battlefield. Instead of procrastinating, let Mastermind Models and Miniatures bring your imagination to life. Go to the link down in the description below and tell them that we sent you.
The problem with letting someone live is that there's no guarantee they'll return the favor. Still, a shot to the head might be preferable to what Boulder does when he finds out exactly where we are.
I'm not dying because of your bullshit, Jurgen. Deal with this. Try anything, and you'll be taking a shower in the contents of your friend's head. Who said he was a friend?
Really? After all we've been through?
I said, don't move.
For throne's sake. A shower in the contents of my head, eh? You need better lines.
Ado? Really? That's who you went and got yourself into debt with?
Come now, Jurgen. Are we not friends?
See? Would it kill you to be this civil?
It might kill you.
I can't blame Boulder for being pissed. Ado is a grade-A sack of shit. A Primus Medicae turned narco lord. The perfect friend for a deadhead like me.
You look as though you are suffering from an ailment, Jurgen. An excess of bile in the sanguinary humus, perhaps. It has been a while since you took your medication, yes?
What do you want, Ado? I'm busy.
Busy? Well, this is excellent news. Most reassuring. Then you are no doubt in a position to pay back what you owe me for the medication you've already consumed.
Of course I wasn't. Not even close.
Soon, Ado. Just as soon as this job's done.
Yes, I understand. And besides, it always seems so vulgar to talk about credits, don't you think? Now, you must forgive me the poor welcome. I don't believe I've shown you around my establishment, no? You, or your friend here.
Boulder.
How verbose of you. Please, this way. Allow me to give you a personal tour.
We haven't got time for this.
You have the time I give you. Now please, let us continue.
I know what's coming. I'm not so naive as to think that high-end anti-psych drugs are made out of warp dust and happiness.
Emperor's tears.
But no addict wants to have to face the price of their escapism, to see the real cost of their relief. And yet I'd found a way to live with it a long time ago. I knew what Ado was doing here, and I didn't even flinch. What sort of man does that make me?
Please, don't!
Geisthaven has always had a higher incidence of psychic potential in its citizens, yes? A naturally occurring mutation? Perhaps. But the numbers have increased exponentially since the Great Rift peeled open the sky and the black ships stopped coming. They have become a plague. What you see here is merely my small attempt to treat that malady.
You vaporize them?
Boulder, just...
Of course. A population is like a body. If one humor becomes unbalanced, the whole becomes sickly. The number of Psykers in Geisthaven is dangerously high. My remedies soothe the minds of those that can afford treatment. Those that cannot pay become the treatment for those that can. It is a perfect cycle.
The pills, they're made from the ashes of those people.
Along with several other compounds of my own devising.
You knew about this? You knew? And you still took those damn pills anyway? Asshole!
Eat shit, Boulder. You don't know what it's like. You don't have to live with a thrown-damn device in your head every second of the day. So yeah, I knew what I was taking. I had no choice.
There's always a choice.
If you're quite finished, gentlemen, we have much to discuss. You see, you've put me in a very difficult position, Jurgen. I'd like nothing more than to help you. I really would. To help you heal. No more headaches, no more pain. But a man has to pay his debts, one way or another. For most Psykers, there are two ways to pay off such a debt. By credit or by ash. But for an interrogator of the Holy Orders...
How did you know?
Malin?
You bastard! What the hell's are you doing here?
You're working for him. Am I the only one not involved with this sump wretch?
Now, let us dispose of all of this talk of debts and interest.
Interest? Look, whatever you want, Ado. I told you. I don't have time for this.
Want? I want absolutely nothing. For now, more than I would hate to see your talents atrophy. I think it would be good for you, Jurgen, to remind yourself of your true purpose. To remember who you are. The sinew that is not exercised wastes, yes?
All right, Ado. I'll owe you a favor.
Jurgen, this is a bad idea.
We'll be on our way then.
You've kept us long enough. And an interrogator's time is valuable.
You're right. How impolite of me. Allow me to reimburse you for the inconvenience.
You're a real gent.
Until later then. This has been a most profitable day.
At the end of the last episode, our two former inquisitorial agents, on the path to avenge their former mistress, were captured by Drug Lord Ado's men. The gangsters get a little too lackadaisical with their detainees, as Jurgen is able to turn the tables on them using his speed and agility. He nonetheless surrenders when Ado appears, knowing that he can't shoot his way out of this situation. Ado is a former Primus Medicae, a high-ranking healer of the Adeptus Administratum. The Imperium has a variety of healers in hospitals since the nobles need life extension, soldiers need prosthetics, and civilians need drugs to keep them toiling in the Emperor's service. Just like in our world, the private sector is more lucrative than the public, and gangsters will happily pay talented healers top dollar for recreational drugs and to keep them alive. It takes a lot to shake a servant of the Emperor's Holy Inquisition, but even Baldur is shocked by the revelations. Geisthaven, the planet whose name translates into the home of ghosts, has an above-average Psyker population, and this has gotten worse since the opening of the Great Rift. To understand this, you have to understand the warp. Behind our reality is another plane where gods and demons reside. Rather than omnipotent, omniscient gods of creation, there are instead creatures who feed on the spiritual echoes of our universe. More than 60 million years ago, a great conflict known as the War in Heaven raged between the metal war machines known as the Necron and the psychically powerful Old Ones and their Eldar and Krork creations. This war was so devastating and so filled with blood, change, and decay that it made the gods, Khorne, Tzeentch, and Nurgle, sapient. The Eldar were the ultimate victors and ruled the galaxy for 60 million years in relative stability. As they grew bored of immortality and power, the Eldar started bloody and orgiastic rituals and games that were so depraved they birthed the goddess of excess, Slaanesh. For 5,000 years, storms racked the warp, and since humanity was reliant on that plane for faster-than-light travel, humanity was cut off from itself. All living creatures have a spark in the warp, some would call a soul, but when those sparks are noticed by demons and warp xenos, they are vectors for possession, madness, murder, and chaos. Planets fell to madness, demon possession, and slaughter, and it was only when the Dark Goddess was born and ripped a hole in space-time known as the Eye of Terror that the storms calmed. The Emperor revealed himself and began his Great Crusade, weaponizing Psykers. While there was much controversy about using the Immaterium as a weapon, this became moot during the Horus Heresy. Half of the Imperium's forces fell to Dark Gods of the Warp, and humanity had to use those powerful enough to wield the Warp as a weapon in order to counter demons and fallen angels. Psykers are considered wildly dangerous, and untrained Psykers even more so. Anyone discovered to have gifts is taken aboard black ships to Terra to be sorted by the Adeptus Astra Telepathica. Weak or undisciplined Psykers are sacrificed to sustain the Emperor. Weaker but disciplined Psykers are used as readers and warriors in the Adeptus Arbites, Inquisition, and Imperial Guard. Above average Psykers join the astro-telepathic networks, becoming relays of interstellar communication within the Imperium. Powerful and disciplined Psykers can serve the Inquisition, become Astartes librarians, or become navigators for the Imperial Navy. Civil unrest drove away the black ships, and so Ado sees his drug manufacturing business as a necessary but lucrative evil. The ashes of Psykers, which are still warp sensitive, are mixed with central nervous system depressants and act as a buffer for the afflicted between their minds and the warp. Baldur is infuriated and disgusted by Jurgen's complicity, which starts a brutal fight. The truth is that this emotion is wasted. Jurgen doesn't have the power to overcome his addiction, and Baldur can't kill Ado without getting himself killed. Jurgen agrees to be indebted to the criminal enterprise since the other option is death by vaporization. It is revealed that Malin, an administrative clerk, a former member of the retinue, and now a servant to Ado, was how Ado found Jurgen in the first place. Malin tells the duo not to bother with avenging Belena's death, as their relationship was not what it seemed, and instead to investigate Sanctus. Sanctus is a drug that Belena was synthesizing with Ado's help, and Malin suggests that they might change their path of vengeance. Baldur and Jurgen set off to the warehouse where Sanctus is being made, willing to delay their quest for vengeance for this new intrigue.
Time was when I'd have simply walked into a place like this. There aren't many who'd get in the way of an inquisitorial sigil. But it's been a long time since I carried the badge of my office. Longer still since anyone on this shithole feared it the way they used to.
That's a lot of guards for a place that's supposed to be abandoned.
It's a lot of guards for anywhere, A festering stinkhole like this makes you wonder
What?
what this place might have been like before. Before Bellina.
Killed the governor and set the world on fire?
Yeah, that.
No. This place was always a crud hole. Even before Bellina. Before that damn rift. Before any of this.
Maybe. I just keep thinking about what Malin said. That we didn't really know her. Not like we thought.
We never really know anyone, do we?
I know you better than you think.
Spit it out, Jurgen.
I know what you did on Hikers 3. About the people who died.
That guy died a long time ago.
We all did.
No, Jurgen. You're the same annoying bastard you've always been.
Come on.
And the guards?
I'm going to charm them with my pretty face.
Bastard rain. Can you believe we're stuck here guarding this tomb?
Quit whining. The cred's good, ain't it?
Yeah, well, beating up on vagrants looking for scraps to eat is getting old.
You weren't complaining the other night when you liberated that ring from one of them, were you? What's this then?
Piss off. This isn't the night to test me. Come back tomorrow if you still want your teeth removing.
You're a funny guy.
I don't think this grog side is listening, Mers.
No, I heard you. It's just, I'm on a tight schedule.
You're going to be late.
I doubt it.
I thought we were gonna charm them.
I smiled and laughed.
Finished already? Throne. That means it's our turn, killer.
Let's get it over with then.
Mers? Where do you think you're going? You're supposed to be back on here with us.
To dry off. Another minute in this fucking rain and I'll be wetter than a pair of you idiots.
Lighten up, Mers. All that brooding will be the death of you.
We don't have long before the other guards realize there's something up.
Since when did you start taking trophies?
Surveillance drone. I repurposed it after a little incident with a couple of enforcers. You don't think
that Malin sent us into a trap? I wouldn't put it past him. I'm going to take a look around. Malin, that shifty little bastard was never forthcoming. He'd wrap a riddle in a cipher and scatter the pieces just to be sure. It must have chewed him up that Bellina played that game better than anyone else. Still, bastards taught me everything I know.
Doesn't look like this place was used to make sucrose rations.
It's distillation equipment for refining chems.
And you know this how?
I've seen the inside of a few drug factories in my time.
What was Belena doing here?
Whatever it was, she wasn't finished. Looks to me like no one fired this up to complete the refining process.
Probably because she wasn't around anymore to give the order. What are you doing?
Finding out what she was up to here. This one's dead. Its null inhibitor will be inactive. Maybe I can get a read off it.
Jürgen, over here.
Astropaths. Shit.
Shame for it to have ended like this. I can't say I've encountered many worlds ruled by a scholar.
Ugh! Vicious little bastards!
Sit down before you bleed out.
Just try to keep the scarring to a minimum this time.
Still, waste not, want not.
The amount of forbidden lore stacked in this place. We shouldn't have been surprised he was a Psyker. He's already dead.
A bit here, a piece there. The other houses will be a lot less reluctant when we turn up at their doors.
You're a fucking psychopath.
No. He's right. Everyone has their use. Even in death.
Rome, Jürgen.
Balder, I'm a Psyker. Would Belena have put me in there if it had suited her?
I don't know.
He knows. We both do.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Of course I don't want to do it. But what choice do we have?
Okay. Just make sure you vomit over there this time.
I'll do my best.
Sanctus.
Well, what did you see?
Are you kidding? At least give me a minute to remember how to breathe.
We don't have a minute. Get your shit together. We've got company.
It's a psychoactive drug.
Like the filth you've been jamming down your throat?
No, different. More concentrated. Shit, Balder. She was
ripping the living nightmares out of astropaths' heads, merging them somehow with Ado's drugs. What would Bella know?
Better. Time to leave.
Hold on.
Jurgen, we have to go. Now!
Almost.
Jurgen!
The agents reconnoiter the warehouse and find it heavily guarded. Jurgen is embarrassed by his addiction and tries to remind Baldur that he's no saint either. Baldur admits this, but says he has changed and that man died long ago. While Baldur is genuinely disgusted by Jurgen's addiction, he seems willing to give him grace for now. Unable to just walk up due to their lack of actual inquisitorial authority, they opt instead to ambush the guards and disguise themselves into the warehouse. Baldur's power fist crumples a man's guts, and the other guard's neck is easily snapped. While these agents are allegedly serving the Imperium in righteous vengeance, it needs to be remarked that without inquisitorial authority, they're actually just acting as murderers and thieves. This moral dubiousness is reinforced when Baldur launches an enforcer drone to watch their backs as they investigate. Enforcers are the planetary police, and Baldur liberated this drone after a violent scuffle with them. Enforcers are known to favor imperial nobles over the proletariat and have a penchant for corruption, but it is also enforcers who keep the gang wars of the lower hive from spilling over into the civilized hab blocks. Jurgen's investigation flashes back to when the inquisitorial retinue executed the planetary governor. The retinue is recovering from wounds inflicted by the governor, and it's implied that they were only able to overcome him because of Heroff's presence. Heroff is a null, an anti-Psyker. If Psykers are 1 in a million, then nulls are 1 in a billion. They are often social outcasts, treated poorly and make other men's skin crawl just to be in their presence. Where most souls will show as a spark in the warp, nulls will register as gaping voids. Nulls are incredibly useful in battle as they can sever the connection between demons and the warp, and therefore kill them permanently. The Imperium employs a sisterhood of all-female null warriors known as the Sisters of Silence expressly for this purpose. The flashback shows Belena's ruthlessness, approving of Heroff chopping up and branding the governor's corpse. Pieces are to be delivered to other houses as a warning to stay out of the Inquisition's way. Belena was ripping the nightmares of astropaths from their minds and infusing them into a potent cocktail. For what purpose, we do not yet know. Jurgen and Baldur narrowly escape the guards and retreat to the Voidsman to think about their next steps. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe. Ring the bell and comment down below for the comment gods. All of that is free, it helps me in the algorithm and helps other people find my content. If you like what I do and want to see more of it, join our Patreon at patreon.com/counterpoints, but it's also linked below. We also have an Indiegogo for the science fiction weapons project we're doing, so if you want to see me blow stuff up, throw me a couple of dollars there. If you want to hang out with other nerds and talk about Warhammer, science fiction, politics, philosophy, model painting, kit bashing, or terrain building, then join our Discord and you'll find like-minded people, also free by the way. If you like political debate or essays, then check out my other channels linked down in the description. If you need a wallet, check out Hawkins & Company. If you need third-party bits, check out Liber Demonica. If you need your models painted, check out Mastermind Models and Miniatures. If you need body and face wash, use Geology. If you need healthy breakfast cereal, get some Magic Spoon. If you need a gaming chair, go to Ewin Racing. And if you need a standing desk, use FlexiSpot. I appreciate you. Catch you in the next one. Until the end.